Hello, it's your girl Tariniki, and I'm back with another video. And if you're here for the first time, do wait to subscribe and like and share this video to whoever will need it, and make sure to comment any question you have, and I'm sure to respond as soon as possible. Now today's video is all about evolving into the new you. Now, if you're seeing this beautiful face for the first time, it has not always been like that. I'm literally putting effort to look good for you all. So I'm going to tell you some tips and tricks I've used that help me both mentally and physically. So number one is your hair game. I know my hair looking quite good, but it costs money. Oh, it costs money. The longer the hair, the better. Bob hair, I'm sorry, it won't cut it. Especially if you want to give that young, youthful look, it won't cut it. Braids, I only do braids when I'm kind of in exam season, just something you can just wake up and just fluff and go about your day. But I tell you all the time, invest in a good wig. I don't really say synthetic because it don't last long and start, falling off. But invest in a good maybe blend or human hair. You can see 25,000 K. I talk about it all the time. Invest in your hair. I know sometimes I'll be slacking though, but you guys be calling me out. Next thing I'll talk about is your skincare routine. Now, many of us don't have like the best skin genetically. For example, I have to put a lot of work, like the amount of time I wash my face and the skin. You guys have seen my skincare product, and some people just wake up and put soap all over their face and their face is good. So if you fall into the former, then you need to put a lot of effort to actually get clear skin, which will still cost a little bit of money in the bank. The next I would like to say is, and this took me a lot of to talk about because I'm still working on it, is reading. Yes. Now, if you want to develop yourself financially, read financial books and ask financially related questions. You also have ChatGPT and Google and books. Z Library, I don't know what they're doing nowadays, but in my, some few years ago, Z Library was free. Like, I remember I read almost 60 plus books from Z Library. What a lot. Most of those books were foreign books, doing like hundreds of dollars, but I read them for free. I'm so sorry to the authors. Then I think the first book I read, I saw it at my uncle's library. It's Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was the first self-help book I read. Then the next was The Art of Self-Discipline. Now, this is going to bring me to the next point is be careful, be very, very selective of your circle. Now, the reason why you have to be very selective of your circle is when I think of the people I made friends with, I strategically picked them. There were a lot of people who mentally, they were not there. Their thoughts every day is either on gossip, celebrity, news. Like, come on, you can literally invest in yourself and become the celebrity yourself. Why do you have to worry about somebody? And most of the things they are doing is, strategic marketing to generate them more income. And that is to stay for another day. So be careful and very selective of the friends you keep. Now, most of the time I talk about friends a lot, be careful of friends. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because there are some friends and some association that are going to drag you to the mud. Like, we all know the story of Samson and Delilah, very tragic. Even with the amount of love you're going to show some people, they will still do to you what they want to do to you. So you have to be very careful in the streets. And I still want to talk about the reading aspect. If you're a student, I do advise you to read more academic work. He who reads more, know more, period. And what I want to tell you is there are some things in the medical school and other stuff, but let me just give myself as an example. There's some knowledge that we take some students 3 months to learn, read, and assimilate, while there are some textbooks that already have the information summarized, mnemonics, everything well organized. Now, I'll give you a testimonial for myself. When I was in secondary school, there was this author of it's a chemistry calculation in chemistry textbook, and when you're reading the normal chemistry textbook, which is New School and Langdon, I can't remember the other ones too, but you won't see those calculation and important points there. So if you read only those ones and you want to sit down for JAM or external exam, you're gonna get average. So that's one of my secret. I bought the calculation in chemistry, and mind you, it wasn't even family parents' money. I saved up to buy it myself. And I kid you, my JAM result came outside. Chemistry was my highest, yes, because I intentionally put effort to learn it more and learn, the sharp points, the important details, and shortcut. There are some shortcuts in life too. Same with English, read or conquer and the rest, and past questions. So even with reading, there's strategy. You just don't want to be just wasting hours of reading. There's strategy to it. That's why you see some students always come up the highest academic, and a lot of people try to brush up academic that is not important, but you don't want to be the pretty girl or the pretty boy with nothing upstairs. And when it comes to academic, there are some skills that school can teach you. There are some skills you can learn outside school. But it's gonna be my next point. Your skills, whatever skills you intend to learn, try to learn a high income skills. I know it's the most shallow thing I've heard today. Yes, I'm that kind of girl. Learn skills that will give you a lot of money. Now I've talked about how much I make online. I work with a foreign company, and I also promote high ticket offers. You see the cars I sell and everything. So in one car, the amounts of money you get. These are high ticket things. There are also other courses you can affiliate for. Make one sale, it will change the trajectory of your life. And some foreign companies, some people are complaining that the economy is falling, while other people are making money in dollars. So if you want other ways I've made money, even with importation, I've imported from China, brought into Nigeria, and sell to make, gain from the currency difference. So these are information that I really go down in depth with in my course. And if you want access to my course, the link is in the description below. So the next thing I want to talk about is the God factor. Now, you don't want to be that person that's going to be like, oh, I'm atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in nothing. See, let me tell you this. No, this and no peace. There are some humans who are downplaying what they do. In terms of, I remember when I was growing up, I fasted like crazy, and nobody, not even my parents, know about this. It's something I did. I'm just saying it to help you. Now, if you see me just walking on the road, you say, oh, this girl, she's living carefree. But you don't know the hard work and consistent prayers and fasting I've done in my life. Same with when I was younger, there's this, shortcuts. I know, shortcut girl. There's this shortcut we normally take when we're running late to school. And there's a path when you pass, it's quite narrow and secluded. When you pass beside it, off the road, there's this shrine. You don't know what it is, juju idol. So there was a day we're driving past, and most of the time I tell myself that who goes there, who nobody will want to involve themselves in some fetish shit, right? But I kid you not, I saw a responsible looking man with senator. He was entering inside. Then I think chief priest walked behind him with a chicken. That is to tell you that some human beings are doing a lot of fetish things to get ahead in life. So it is very terrible of you to just relax and not want to associate yourself with God. I don't want to associate yourself with God factor. You are putting yourself in harm's way. You don't know, a lot of people, you are innocently working, but a lot of people are planning for your downfall. So the next thing, I don't want to dwell too much on that, but if you want me to dwell much on that, comment down below. I will make a video. Then the next I want to talk about is resources hoarding. Now, you need to learn how, bring it back to the money talk. You need to learn how money flows. Now, there are a lot of individuals that hoard money, they hoard resources. So these individuals, a lot of people look towards them, watching them, even with the amount of worshiping and begging and serving, they only give little of their resources in exchange for service or products. So the only way you can even get hold of these resources is in exchange for service or products. Now, if you're someone who's extremely idle, you don't have any skill, you don't have any product to sell, I'm sorry, there's no way these resources will come to you. You're not even from a generational wealth. There's no way it's going to come to you. You're going to sit down there and see other people who are not even half as smart as you make a lot of money because they understand how money flows. Now, the last but not the least that I always want to talk about is discipline. You don't wake up one day, plan your life, and the next day you are not doing anymore because you don't feel like it's working. There's a lot of compound interest. The more you work towards something, the more it combines and accumulates to give you good results. Now, people see me talk in the public space, see me talk online. When I was younger, I was in a debate competition. I talk a lot with public space, with crowds. That's why it's step by step. I didn't just wake up one day and boom. No. And being camera, savvy, I've made videos upon videos. At this point, I'm like, it is what it is. But a lot of people you are seeing today, they are products of years and years of hard work. So you're just looking at them assuming, the person just woke up like this. No, this is years and years of hard work. And if you're starting the journey with them, the journey of you actually surpassing them, it's only with God, God's speed, because these people have experience backing them up. So how do you want to compare with someone like that? That's why the sooner you start, the sooner you start working on yourself, the better for you. And besides, time waits for no man. So this has brought me to the end of this video. And with the glow up journey, it's a personal for everyone. I feel it's really personal. And some people who are born into generational wealth, and what they're looking for is actually the skill. They're looking for how to make a name for themselves, how to make the world a better place. Why some people, they have been struggling all their lives, they just want financial freedom. So self-development means a lot to a lot of different people. It could just be spiritual awakening. It means a lot to different people. So whatever it is, I hope with these few points you'll be able to pick one or two. And remember, anything you set your mind to do, you can actually achieve it. Cut out anybody who's telling you can't, because you can be whatever you want to be. So remember, I love you and God loves you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.